Recent statistics revealed that a third of South Africans are smokers. However, more than half of smokers had tried to quit numerous times, and the number one reason for quitting was a desire to live a healthier lifestyle. Darren agrees with the sentiment and explains just how unhealthy smoking actually is.
Smoking affects the body in different ways. There are short-term and long-term side effects. The products that are deposited are considered tar, which is the carcinogen, which leads to cancer, predominantly lung cancer. And then, of course, you have the nicotine itself, which is in tobacco, which also has long-term side effects on the alveoli, which are these pocket structures inside the lung tissue. And then, of course, we have the long-term sequelae of smoking, which affects the cardiovascular system by predisposing or even accelerating the process of what we call atherosclerosis. That means the hardening and the deposits of fat on the inside of the blood vessels, which leads to narrowing of the blood vessels, and with that, obviously, increased heart disease, increased stroke, and obviously with the thrombosis. So those are the mainstay of causes of death when it comes to smoking.
Cigarettes have over 4,000 chemicals, of which 250 are considered harmful, and 50 of those are known to also contribute to cancer. So in a heart disease sense, what people need to be aware of is nicotine, which is one of the chemicals found in cigarettes, is known to overwork the heart. The second chemical that's quite toxic is a chemical known as carbon monoxide, because one of the things that carbon monoxide does very well is displace oxygen in normal cells, including blood cells that supply the heart. And the consequence of that is obviously your heart muscle is deprived of oxygen, and therefore you're at increased risk for heart attack. That's just 2 out of the 4,000 chemicals.
One of smoking's major disadvantages is that it not only affects the smoker themselves, but can also have negative health effects on a smoker's family and friends.
Primary smoking pertains to the person putting the cigarette in their mouth, lighting it up, and inhaling that smoke directly. Secondary smoke would be your child in the same room, sitting on the couch playing TV games while they inhale the secondary smoke that's coming off your cigarette. Tertiary smoking is something that a lot of people don't know about. That's when deposits of the smoke leave a residue on your curtains, on your couch, and that can also be carcinogenic. If you're not cleaning your house properly and ridding it of that residue, can cause long-term complications.
One of the reasons why smokers struggle to quit is because the habit is largely socially acceptable, making it easy for smokers to make excuses to continue.
I started smoking the holiday between standard 5 and standard 6 when I was still at school. When I went to the army, then we started smoking big time. So from there it just escalated to where I started smoking 2 packets of cigarettes a day.
You know, I think those days you got used to everyone is smoking around you, so even in the pubs or whatever, it was kind of accepted.
The most common reason for a smoker wanting to quit is their desire for a healthier lifestyle. This is often motivated by a health concern coming to light.
What happened to me is that I took my wife out for supper on our wedding anniversary, and we had our starter, and after the starter I wanted to have a cigarette, and I went out for a cigarette and came back and my main course was already on the table. And there I decided that it's nonsense to smoke. That's when the seed was planted to stop. And about a month later, I went to Bestway Clinic. To replace those cravings was, for me, actually not that bad in the beginning, because I used to eat a lot of the sucker sweets instead of having a cigarette. But what happened was that I picked up weight because of that. And then I started exercising and leaving the sweets out. So I would say for cravings, I exercise instead of having a cigarette.
The first step to quitting is deciding you want to. With help from your doctor, family and friends, you can kick the smoking habit for good.
To not smoke is the best thing that I've ever done. I'm running easily, I breathe easy, the food is excellent, everything just tastes better.
There are many resources available to help smokers quit. Over-the-counter patches and gum can assist in weaning off nicotine. Doctors can prescribe certain medication to help smokers quit, and programs like Smoke Enders and Alan Carr's Easy Way help change the mental perception of smoking, helping the smoker build a mental block against the habit.
The thing that people need to respect is that nicotine in particular is considered a substance of addiction. So the brain is chemically addicted to nicotine. And the key thing about quitting that people need to appreciate is that the chances of relapsing are high, but the key is to not give up. The key is to not try once and then say you can't give up smoking, because you can. Having a plan, putting a date, writing down the reasons why you want to quit smoking are good starting points. Whether or not you go the route of medication or you go cold turkey is always a topic of debate. However, it will be interesting for viewers to know that 8 out of 10 people succeed by going cold turkey. That means you can successfully quit smoking by stopping altogether.
Many people have different crutches that they use to fill a gap where there's a lack somewhere in their lives, or to deal with stress and increased pressures in the workplace. And smoking is one of them that help people cope socially with a bit of anxiety and a little bit of insecurity sometimes, to feel a bit more confident. And people are learning that there are other ways of dealing with that lack, or that lack of confidence. And it's no longer regarded just a social insignia. Certainly the health effects have become a lot more of an issue worldwide, and we're proud of that.